Hello everyone, welcome back to Dr. JP classes. I hope you all are fine. Friends, in my previous video, we had discussed about Learner Centered Curriculum Part 1. In that video, we discussed meaning, definition, important features, and Learner Centered Curriculum design. You can watch this video. I shall provide the link of this video in the description box. If you are new to this channel, please like, share, subscribe and press the bell icon to get notification when the new videos are uploaded. Today we will learn principles of learner-centered curriculum, common features of learner-centered curriculum, main purposes of learner-centered curriculum, then scope, merits for learner-centered curriculum, demerits of learner-centered curriculum, then teacher-centered versus learner-centered curriculum, then role of teacher and conclusion. First, principles of learner-centered curriculum. Let learners construct their own plan. Give chance to the learner to construct their own plans. Learners use their previous knowledge as a foundation and build on it with new things and construct their own plan. Chance should be given to the learners to construct their own plans, construct their knowledge using the previous knowledge. Coach learners to expert performance. Coach the learner as an expert performance. That means make the learning enthusiastic and goal oriented to make the learner as an expert performer and to push the learner to perform better. Encourage multiple perspective. Encourage the learner for multiple perspective. They should discipline about their mindset and to become a better people. Make the learning relevant and enthusiastic, and that should be connected with real life activities. Promote learner to think about their thinking. Promote the learner to develop their thinking power, imagination power, and guide the learner to think like an expert. Then, evaluate learner's thinking process. Give chance to the learner to develop their thinking process and they use their different skills and solve different problems and assess themselves. This approach was used by Rousseau in the Education of Emily, then Dewey in his laboratory school in 1896 to 1904. It is believed that all of these 20th century efforts reflect the influence of Dewey. Rousseau gave importance to the learner-centered curriculum approach in his book Emily. Emily is Rousseau's masterpiece on the education and training of the young, and Dewey also gave importance to the learner-centered curriculum in his laboratory school, and it is believed that all of this 20th century effort reflect in influence of Dewey. The curriculum should be framed to develop the thinking, reasoning, imagination power of the learner. It is a fundamental principle of education that beginning of each instruction shall be connected with the previous experience of the learner. The learner should connect their previous knowledge, use their previous knowledge and construct their own plan that is connected with the previous experience of the learner. Then common features of learner-centered curriculum. The curriculum is designed and based on the nature of the child. The curriculum is designed that is based on the nature of the child. It is considered the need, interest and abilities of the learners. It considers the stages of growth and development of the learner. Curriculum framework should know the different stages of the growth and development of the children before constructing a learner-centered curriculum. This type of curriculum is used in Montessori and kindergarten education. Maria Montessori always tries to cultivate habits of natural learning in child, and child should learn at her own pace. Its core philosophy is that each student is unique and there is no standard curriculum which can fit all of them. The core philosophy of learner-centered curriculum is that every child is important, every child has potential power, and there is no standard curriculum. We should not give importance to one type of curriculum fit all of them. The curriculum should be different. Differentiated instruction plans can be prepared to suit each student as per their requirement. Every child has unique and they have own potentiality. So, differentiated instruction should be needed. Cares more for the development of the individual inner potentials. Importance given for the inculcation of original thinking, practical skill and free expression of own ideas. Importance should be given to develop their original thinking power, their practical skill and they also freely express their own idea. Contents selected basis of the student need, ability to learn, age, aptitude and previous experience. In the learner center curriculum, the contents are selected according to the age and ability of the learner. The learner use their previous experience and construct a new idea. Lessons are written using words familiar to the student. In the books, lessons are written using the words that is familiar to the student. The student know the word previous learning. Content of a book is different chapters making the learner feel happy while they read a book and its different chapters. Rote learning is not encouraged. Direct experience are insisted to facilitate original thinking. Learner center curriculum give importance to develop the direct experience of the learner. Plan to prepare personality development. The curriculum also prepare to develop the personality and develop the positive outlook among the child. Main purposes of learner centered curriculum. Then what is the main purpose of the learner centered curriculum? Freedom to develop naturally. It gives importance to the child because the child is the center of the curriculum. So freedom to develop naturally. Freedom should be given to the child to develop naturally. Interest is the motive of all work. The teacher is a guide, not a taskmaster. The teacher only guide the student, not impose burden. Scientific study of people development, the development of the learner that should be scientific. The student involved in the teaching learning process, greater attention to all that affects the child's physical, mental, social and spiritual development. The learner centered curriculum give importance to the all-round development of the child, that is physical, mental, social and spiritual development. Cooperation between school and home to meet the need of the child's life. To meet the needs of the child life, the cooperation between school and home is necessary. It improves students' interest, motivation and they are enjoy in learning both at home and at school. In learner center curriculum, there is link between course and the child psychology. In the learner center curriculum, there is a link between course and the children's psychology. The curriculum framework should give importance to the children's psychology. After knowing the children's psychology, the courses are framed. It is according to the interest and tendency of the children. It should be based on the interest and ability of the children. It facilitates the mind of the children because it fulfills their psychological and mental requirement. The development of the individual based upon the social characteristics and needs give importance to the individual development, but that is based on the development of the social characteristics and needs. The purpose is that the experience and the capacity that have been developed in early lessons, it should provide a starting point for further learning. Here give importance to the child should apply previous knowledge and experience and construct a new idea. In the learner center curriculum, the lessons are developed that is based on the previous experience and the previous capacity, construct new idea and solve different problems, and that will be helpful for further learning. Then the scope of learner centered curriculum. Scope is an active learning educational approach that seeks to meet a child's need on all levels: social, cognitive, physical and emotional. The scope of child-centered curriculum give importance to the active learning. That means all-round development of the child, that is physical, social, intellectual and emotional. The educational approach of learner-centered curriculum is to give importance to all child and the development of the social, intellectual, physical and emotional. With this approach, children are mentally and physically active, using their whole bodies and all their senses to explore and learn about their world. Here, in the child-centered curriculum, the child use their sense organs to explore the world. They use their ear, nose, skin, tongue to touch, smell, taste, and movement and hearing. That learning make active learning and that helps to explore something. It views play as child's work, a time when children are playing, testing, questioning and experimenting to construct their own knowledge about people, object, event and ideas. In the child-centered curriculum, the child play important role and child feel it is playing because the children are mostly fond of playing. In the playing activity, they learn. Then merits for learner-centered curriculum help children become independent, confident, and responsible for their own learning. The learner-centered curriculum help the children to become a independent and confident and responsible member of the society, and they also responsible for their own learning. Promotes positive peer communication and interaction as well as stronger teaching relationships. The learner-centered curriculum also promotes the positive thinking and there is stronger interaction between the teacher. Group relations should be positive. Promote and develops creative and discovery through active interaction with materials and environment. This approach gives importance to the development of the creative power of the students through active interaction with materials and actively interact with the environments, developing problem-solving skills as well as many important life skills. The learner-centered curriculum also give importance to the development of the problem-solving skills of the learner and other important life skills that are quite helpful for their future. Give children the opportunity to develop skills in which to take care of their own needs and solve problems. The learner-centered curriculum also gives importance to development of the problem-solving power among the students and other skills that they know their own strengths and weaknesses. Then actively involved. The students are actively involved in the teaching learning process and actively involved to develop their practical skills. Students encouraged to ask a question and to get answer. In the learner-centered curriculum, the teacher always encourages the student to ask questions. Actively involved in the teaching learning process, they participate in social activity, mix socially with others, and involvement of the student in group activity. And students encouraged to ask questions and to get answer. In the learner-centered curriculum, one of the important merit is encourage the student to ask question, allow the student to express their view, seeking reason for anything and everything. Ask the teachers to different type of question, independently completing the task. Here the teacher also help the student to independently completing the task. Learners are asked any type of question if they have any doubts. Minimize adult-child conflicts. In the learner-centered curriculum, there is less group conflict, avoid burden. Students take responsibility for their own learning, help to build social skills and self-esteem. In the learner-centered curriculum, build confidence among the students in their own ability and they also respect their work. Other merits of learner-centered curriculum are students participate directly in the learning activities. The students are participate in learning activities directly. Students show more interest and involvement in learning. Here, the learner-centered curriculum, the students are more interested and involved in their learning activities. Learning will not be memorizing and retaining. Here, rote learning is not encouraged. The students learn the matter. They are actively involved in the teaching learning process and they understand the matter. They memorize it. Students are helped to reflect what they learn and how they learn. The teacher only help the student how they learn. Here the teacher play important role and teacher is a facilitator of learning. Teacher only help the student to know what they learn and how they learn the different activities. Motivate to learn increase. Here in the child-centered curriculum, provide motivation to the learner to increase the learning activities of the students and create interest towards the learning activities. Students are self-motivated, get good achievement in learning. In the learner-centered curriculum, the students are self-motivated and the achievement level of the students are quite good. Help students to get functional learning. This type of curriculum also give importance to the students to make the learning relevant to the personal experience of the learners and learn through activity. It helps the learner to develop their potentials. Then demerits of learner-centered curriculum. These are the following demerits of learner-centered curriculum. Curriculum based on students' present needs and interest may not meet their future needs. In the child-centered curriculum or learner-centered curriculum, give importance to the learner's ability, interest and needs, but this type of needs it may or may not be help for the future. Need of the students widely vary. The learner-centered curriculum give importance to the individual difference. Every learner is important, but at the same time, the needs of the students is widely vary. It requires a longer time for students, so it is difficult to achieve curriculum targets. The learner-centered curriculum targets, it is very difficult to achieve the learner-centered curriculum targets because it takes longer time to achieve. In subject-centered curriculum, instructional materials and aids which are available in the market can be used, but in the learner-centered curriculum, the subject teacher has to prepare them. In the subject-centered curriculum, give importance to the subject and the materials that are used in the teaching learning process that are available in the market. But in the learner-centered curriculum, the subject teacher has to prepare this. To prepare material for every lesson, it is difficult for the teacher. The weaknesses of the child-centered curriculum are chiefly in the possibility of misinterpretation. The different people interpret the child-centered curriculum in different manner. So it is one of the weakness of learner-centered curriculum. Selection of activities is difficult. Different activities for the students because of the individual different needs, interest of the learner. It is also very difficult to organize different activity for the learners. Focus on activities rather than subject. Here in the learner-centered curriculum, give importance to the activities. The students are actively involved in their learning process. Activities are more important than subject. Focuses is on activities rather than subject. In the child-centered curriculum, give importance to the or focuses on the different activities. The students involved in the different activities but doesn't give importance to the subject. Knowing the different subject is also quite essential to develop their imagination, thinking power of the students. School value are ignored. Always give importance to the learner. Curriculum arranged according to the need, interest, ability of the learner. In this process, school value are ignored. Teachers need widely scholarship and better resourcefulness. In the learner-centered curriculum, the resourceful teacher produce meaningful learning for the students. The resourceful teachers always want to produce meaningful learning for students, but this type of teacher was rare to teach the student in the learner-centered curriculum. Essential contents to be learned, values requires may not find a place. In the learner-centered curriculum, essential contents are missing because the learner-centered curriculum given more focuses on activity rather than subject. So, the important content are missing in the learner-centered curriculum. It is one of the demerit of learner-centered curriculum. Lack of logical sequence may lead to lack of continuity. In the learner-centered curriculum, the subjects are not logically arranged, so it is lack of continuity. But in the subject-centered curriculum, the subjects are logically arranged and sequentially arranged, but in the learner-centered curriculum, give importance to the different activities. Students at secondary level are not mature enough know their future needs. In the learner-centered curriculum, give importance to the needs and interests of the learner, but in the secondary level, the students are not mature. So it is also one of the demerits of learner-centered curriculum. Since there is a constraint of time and also to figure out what each student needs uniquely, this method also has its disadvantages. Criticized as neglecting the intellectual development of the learners. This type of curriculum gives importance to only activities. The student learn involved in different activities, but it criticizes because of this type of curriculum give importance to the learning by doing and different activities. So this type of curriculum is criticized because it neglects the intellectual development of the learner. Then teacher-centered versus learner-centered curriculum. Teacher-centered or subject-centered curriculum, the importance is given to the instructor or focuses is on instructor, but in learner-centered curriculum, focuses is on both student and instructor. In the subject-centered curriculum, instructor talks, students listen, but in the learner-centered curriculum, instructor models, students interact with instructor and one another. Learner-centered curriculum, instructor only help the student but the student interact with instructor and one another. In the teacher-centered or subject-centered curriculum, students work alone, but in the learner-centered curriculum, students work in pairs, in groups or alone depending on the purpose of the activity. According to the purpose of the activity, the student work in pair or in group in the learner-centered curriculum, but in the subject-centered curriculum, the student work alone. Instructor monitors and corrects every student's utterance. Here in the subject-centered curriculum, the instructor monitors the student's utterance or student's work, but in the learner-centered curriculum, students talk without constant instructor monitoring. Freedom is given to the student to express their views. In the teacher-centered curriculum, instructor chooses topics, but in the subject-centered curriculum, students have some choice of topics. The freedom is given to the student in the learner-centered curriculum to choose his topics. Instructor answers students' question about language. Here the subject-centered curriculum, instructor answers the question of the students. If the student asks any question, the instructor answers that. But in the learner-centered curriculum, students answer each other's questions using instructor as a information resources. Here the instructor only help the student answer the question after the discussion with each other. But in the learner-centered curriculum, freedom is given to the student. They answer the question, the discussion with each other, and instructor only help the student to find out the answer. In the teacher-centered curriculum, classroom is quite silence, but in the learner-centered curriculum, classroom is noisy and busy. In the teacher-centered curriculum, the instructor or teacher evaluate the students' learning or know the achievement of the students and assess the students. But in the learner-centered curriculum, students evaluate their own learning, assess themselves. Only instructor evaluate when there is needed. Then the role of the teacher in the learner-centered curriculum. The teacher is a facilitator, serve as a guide, help the student in different activity as a facilitator, and guide the student and encourage students learning, uses multiple instructor of learning. The teacher use multiple instructor or multiple material. The teacher use multiple indicators during the learning process and help the learner involved in the learning process, promotes divergent thinking. The teacher help the student or promote the students' divergent thinking, imagination power, and critical analysis power of the students. Social distance between the teacher and the student will decrease. In the learner center curriculum, teacher only provide materials to the student, so there is no direct contact between the teacher and the student. So there is social distance between teacher and the student. Teacher will not hesitate to accept students' idea. The teacher provides scope to the learner to express their view, to express their idea, motivate the student to do something new.
Then conclusion. In the learner center curriculum, only those subjects should be included which are relevant to actual living directly and based on the principle of relation with life. In the learner center curriculum, the subjects are chosen that are related with the children's life directly. Children co-create their learning objectives and goals together with teacher because we capitalize on the children's interest and empower them to take an active role. In the learner center curriculum, the learner play important role and the learners are the co-creator of their objectives and goals. Together with teacher, the learners are co-create the learning objectives and learning goals. When children are emotionally invested, they are willing to explore in depth and are able to reach deeper level of understanding. For children, children-centered curriculum just feels like fun. Thus, child-centered curriculum aims for the physical, intellectual, social and moral development of the child. At last, we can say that the child-centered or learner-centered curriculum aims for the physical, intellectual, social and moral development of the child.
That's all for today's video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Okay everybody, stay tuned.